evening, Princeton, and welcome to Talk to Me. I'm Esther Mills. Our guest tonight has won some of the most coveted titles that you may have never heard of, such as Miss World Series, Miss Football, Miss Pontiac, Miss Big Blue, Miss Tuscan Milk. But the title she's most well known for is Miss Liberty USA. Sondra Fortunato carefully blends the role of beauty queen, pitch woman, and mascot. She has been the centerpiece for promotional campaigns for professional sports teams and sponsors. She's been the celebrity guest at dozens of parades, including the Mummers Parade in Philadelphia in January. So thank you, Sondra, for being here today. You have such a fascinating resume. Tell us how you got started.
Well, how did I get started? When I was about 16, I was on a beach, and a nice-looking gentleman came up to me and said, "Would you like to be on magazine covers?" I said, "Oh, sure." And within 2 weeks, I had been on the cover of probably 7 Muscle magazine covers.
Wow.
His name was Joe Dodd. He was a former Mr. New Jersey. And aside from that, I used to attend football games, NFL games, and a director discovered me who's now no longer with us. His name was Chet Forty. He was the director of Monday Night Football.
And what actually happened? He
actually saw me drinking milk in the crowd. I was in the first row. And he did a shot, put me on national television. And then he asked the cameraman to go and get me so he could meet me.
Wow.
Yes, and after that, I was always on Monday Night Football. And as you know, that's a big crowd-pleasing type of show.
So where are you from?
I'm from Toms River, New Jersey.
And are you educated?
Yes, I'm a graduate of College of New Jersey.
And did you teach?
I actually taught school for about 2 years. I was a high school English teacher, loved it, and then I got into this other business.
You have appeared, I mean, you have multiple titles. You know, so many women never receive any titles in their life. How did you receive or come up with all these different
I was very
titles?
fortunate. I was an orphan.
Aww.
My parents died when I was very young, and I guess I needed some income. So I used to enter a lot of contests. They had a Miss Super Bowl city to bring people into Detroit. That was the first time they had a Super Bowl in cold climate. So they had a contest. I was fortunate enough to win it, and it kind of dominoed after that.
Wow.
And I was Miss Body Beautiful USA. It was just a lot of fun, too.
Do you feel, I guess this is your calling?
It must be, because I love people, love children. And when I appear at a lot of places like Barnes & Noble, usually my biggest fans are the little youngsters. What
would you say your biggest title was?
I'd say probably the Miss Liberty USA, because I'm already older, and it was sanctioned by United States Troop and Help U.S. Troops, and that means a lot, I think, right now, what's going on in the country. And I got the crown, and I've been everywhere. I was everywhere before, now I'm even more places.
Now you've also been in movies.
Yes, yes, a lot of Rodney Dangerfield movies. And also Star Magazine with actor Bill Murray, if you want to see that here. I think this is a great shot of Bill Murray. He is so, so funny. I love people with good sense of humor, and he certainly has one.
So how did you get into movies?
Actually, that's a good question. I don't know, that just manifested. Been in quite a few as well. Mother's Day, Bring Back the Body, Special Offense. I don't know, that's a good question, Esther, see? I've just been in a lot of movies. It just dominoes. You get one movie, and when you go on a casting call, they kind of recognize you, and before you know it, you get into something else.
And you're very recognizable.
Well, I guess so. I didn't wear the gown back then, but now I really get attention. I just went for an interview yesterday for a national television show, and I did get the part, so I'm very excited about it.
So you were also in the movie Pumping Iron.
Pumping Iron, in the bikini with the rings on the side with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Were you a bodybuilder, or were you a big fitness person?
I really wasn't a bodybuilder, but I won this Miss Body Beautiful USA without being a bodybuilder, which was incredible.
So you just must have been naturally gifted.
Well, I was a cheerleader at Trenton State College, cheerleader in high school, and a pro cheerleader.
And you, who did you cheer for professionally?
Dallas.
So you were a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. And if you find the, look for they have a brochure out, my picture's in there. That was a long time ago.
So you were one of the first Dallas Cowboy
First of them, that's correct.
Right now, currently, you are
Miss Liberty USA.
Miss Liberty USA. So what type of things do you do to promote?
Well, I attend fundraisers for charities, and I raise a lot of money. And I think that's how I really got a lot of sanctions out there.
So that's
mainly
is
what
that
I do.
something that you have been doing for a while, the fundraising?
Yes, fundraising. And I'm also the first and only female ever honored by the National Football League Players Association, and that really makes me feel good. I do a lot of hostessing for the NFL, golf tournaments, and that's also a way of kind of raising money together.
So that sounds like you have a pretty fun and interesting life.
I certainly do, and I meet great people. Well, I met you.
Now, you also know Princeton's University's Keith Elias.
Well, Keith is one of my favorite friends. He really is. Keith and I did a lot of appearances together. This is Citibank. I don't know. I couldn't find the other photograph. I was in a hurry. But here's Keith and 2 New York Giants. And Keith and I have done a lot of appearances together. We're also in a magazine that's out right now. Well, actually, it was out about a year ago. It was a Giants newspaper, and I'm in that as well with him. But he's a great guy, intelligent, and a real nice person, too. And that's Citibank. We did a lot of work with Citibank, promotions and that. So I kept that photo. I have another friend here. I wonder if any of you know him. He's the greatest. He's so nice. I'm sure you all know this is Sly.
Sylvester Stallone.
Well, it helps when your brother-in-law owns Paramount Pictures.
Uh-huh.
But he's a friend, and he's a great guy. He really, really is. Very unaffected.
Now, did that help in promoting you, the fact that your brother owned Paramount Pictures?
Not really.
No?
Because
You
I
kinda
was
did
in
it
it
yourself?
yes, because I was in it way before he married my sister, way before. But it doesn't hurt.
Okay.
You know, I've been in so many magazines about that I'm related to him. But
Now, you also have a niece who is married to, is it the president of Viacom?
Yes. Boy, you do a lot of research. You're great, Esther.
You sound well connected.
So I'm pretty well connected, but I really didn't need it because this was after I kind of got established. But it does help. It moves you along.
So have you always, you know, as a child, did you always kind of like to be the center of
Yes.
attention?
They always used to take photos of me, video, when I was a little girl dancing around. I am the youngest of 4, and I mean way younger. My brothers and sisters are way over 20 to 30 years older than myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
So that was always being the center of attention, dancing. I was always in dancing school, and maybe that's how it started.
do you promote yourself, or do you have an agent?
I don't really have an agent anymore because I am with Major League Baseball, NFL, so I'm kind of don't really need an agent.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of know me.
What are some things that you find challenging about this job?
What do I find challenging? I think constantly meeting different people every single day. Not just maybe 4 or 5 people, maybe hundreds every single day. It's not easy. And meshing with them. Not easy. But I love people.
And actually, I think you do a very good job of that.
Well, thank you, Esther. I love people, so it helps.
Yeah, you came into our studio and got to know everybody. You've met so many different people. Who is the most fascinating person you've ever met?
Oh my gosh, that's a tough one. I really like Johnny Bench. I dated Johnny Bench. I thought he was a lot of fun when I met him.
And you're going to have to tell me who Johnny Bench is.
Johnny Bench was a famous catcher for the Cincinnati Reds. And the other one I like is a friend of mine in the LA Dodgers. Also football players, there's so many that are so wonderful. Stephen Baker, touchdown maker, I'm always with him and his wife. I do a lot of appearances with Stephen. A lot of personality out there with athletes because they're always on stage. But in their hearts, they're good people too.
And they're a lot like you.
Yes, they are. Stage people.
So there's a good mixture there.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. And I enjoy it. And USA Today. Oh, I'm also do the draft for the NFL. I'm like the draft queen. Lots of fun.
So what do you do there? Are you just there saying hello, greeting all the people,
well, I think it's a lot of
football players trying to get into the NFL?
Yes, I have a sign. I didn't bring it. Hey, rookie, welcome to the NFL. I do that with the NBA as well.
Oh.
So as soon as they come in, the first thing they see is me and the sign. Actually, my mother was on the Johnny Carson show. That I have never been on. But David Letterman, I was on at the Super Bowl this year. So I was on the field at the Super Bowl as Miss Big Blue for the Giants, and it was wonderful. I was in the parade for the Super Bowl, so I had a wonderful time.